In this video we're going to look at addition of mixed numbers, and our first problem is going to be 4 3/5 plus 2 1/2. And the first thing that we're going to need to do is find a common denominator for 5 and 2 right here. And the way I do that is I look at the larger denominator, in this case 5, and I'm going to start counting by 5. And I'm going to stop whenever I get to a number that 2 will go into. So 5, 10, and I'm going to stop right there because 2 goes into 10. So my common denominator is going to be 10. And I'm going to have to find an equivalent fraction to 1/2 with a denominator of 10. So 2 goes into the 10 5 times. And what I'm doing right here is I'm multiplying by 1 whole. So 1/2 times 1 whole is still 1/2, but I'm giving it a new name with a denominator of 10. 1 times 5 gives me 5. So 5 tenths and 1/2 are the same thing. All I did was give it a new denominator. Same thing over here. 5 times what is 10? 5 times 2 is 10. Multiply the same thing on the top so that I'm multiplying by 1 whole. 3 times 2 is 6. So 3/5 and 6 tenths are the same thing. They simply have a new denominator. So now we're ready to go ahead and add. 6 tenths and 5 tenths gives me 11 tenths. 4 wholes plus 2 wholes gives me 6 wholes. Now I'm not quite done because I have a mixed number and an improper fraction combined. And I don't want to have both of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my improper fraction here, and I'm going to change this to a mixed number. So as a mixed number, 11 tenths would be equivalent to 1 whole and 1 tenth. And I'm going to go back and combine that with my 6 wholes that I already have. And the reason I did that is I had 6 wholes plus 11 tenths. So now I have 6 wholes plus 11 tenths simply written as a mixed number. So my answer is going to be 7 wholes and 1 tenth. Alright, let's look at another problem. This problem is 7 3/7 plus 3 5/6. And I'm going to find a common denominator between 7 and 6. So I'm going to start with 7. I'm going to count by 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. 6 goes into 42, so I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to make equivalent fractions. 6 times 7 is 42. 5 times 7 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. 3 times 6 is 18. I'm ready to add my new fractions. 18 plus 35. That gives me 53 over 42. And I'm ready to add my whole numbers. 7 plus 3 gives me 10. Now, just as I had before, I have a mixed number and an improper fraction. So I'm going to change this improper fraction to a mixed number. And as a mixed number, that would be 1 and 11 over 42. I'm going to add that to the 10 wholes I already had. So 10 wholes plus 1 whole is 11 wholes and 11 over 42.